Hey everybody, it's Lazy Rider 56. Welcome back to the channel. So we finally got a break in the weather. We have a beautiful day with no clouds in the sky. It's a real nice break after all that rain we've had. It was like 2 weeks of it was nasty, or maybe you got a part day of nice weather, but finally this is gorgeous. I just noticed something that in all my previous videos, I really haven't, the only thing you can see out of my new bike is the handlebars and maybe a little bit of the tank. So I'm gonna throw up a quick little video of me walking around the bike and maybe a picture, just so you can see what it looks like. So here we go, here's the video. Okay, so that'll give you a quick idea what the bike looks like. You can see it's the orange and black paint scheme on the bike. Still bone stock, no accessories. I think I went over that already in the previous video. Plan for today, we're going to take Highway 49 up to Sharon, which we've done before. But from there I want to cut it over to Hickory Grove and Smyrna. I haven't been that way yet, so we're going to film that. Make that a little adventure. And let's get around this truck. Okay, something I want to talk about. I saw a really interesting video. It was from a channel called Old Salty Biker. And I can't remember the exact name of the video, but it said why older bikers are ditching their big bikes for smaller bikes. I'll put a link, I'll at least try to put a link to the video in the description below, so you can go check it out. And I want to get through this light before I continue. Okay, the reason I wanted to mention this video, it talked about how older bikers are getting rid of big touring bikes like the Harley-Davidson Street Glide, Road Glide, or even maybe a Honda Goldwing or something like that for a smaller displacement bike. And that video really resonated with me because it described my situation to a T, or at least one of the situations he gave was described me to a T. He gave essentially 3 reasons why bikers might go to something smaller. One is health. Sometimes older bikers get bad knees, they get arthritis, they get other ailments where they can't stand up a large bike, or get in a situation where they can't pick it up if they drop it, or they get back issues where they can't ride for very long. That's one reason. Another reason is financial. I mean, let's face it, a smaller displacement bike most of the time is going to be cheaper. I mean, in terms of purchasing it, in terms of your gas, in terms of your maintenance, in terms of your insurance. There are exceptions, like if you go with some of these hyper naked bikes, their insurance can be more expensive. But generally stuff like what I've got, like this, or a Kawasaki Vulcan, you're going to have lower insurance. And the maintenance is going to be cheaper too. The third reason he gave, and this really kind of described me to a T, they found out they rode more and had more fun riding on a smaller bike. I think I've talked about this before. There were times when I had my big Street Glide that there were days I just didn't ride because I just didn't feel like dragging a 900-pound motorcycle out of the garage that day just for something like what I'm doing right here. But on either my old Triumph or this bike, it's just nothing to pull this bike out of the garage and go for a ride. So you ride it more and you have more fun riding it. There's an old saying that it's more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow, because you're just getting more out of it. They're generally more nimble in the curves, and you just have a greater desire to keep on riding. And we'll get on through this light. But anyway, that situation described what happened to me to a T. I had a Harley-Davidson Road King for many, many years. I went to a Street Glide, and I found found myself just not wanting to ride it as much because, gosh darn it, I just don't want to drag that thing out of the garage. So in 2022, I downgraded to my Triumph. And of course, then this year I got the Honda Shadow. Each time I actually went with a smaller bike than I did before. And sure enough, I'm riding more and enjoying it more. Now, a longer trip might be a bit more of a challenge because you have less storage space, and these bikes can start to tire you out after about an hour. You have to stop more frequently. But I don't take that many trips like that, so that's generally not an issue for me. But anyway, the video really spoke to me about my situation. I just thought I would share it. So again, I'm going to put a link to the video down below if I can figure out how to do that. But I'll try to put a link below. All right, so enough of me talking. Let's go ride. Okay, we're back in York now. I wanted to answer a question. Somebody in the comments, I think it was the last video, asked me how the gel pad motorcycle seat was working out. Overall, very good. On that ride right there, I didn't really start even feeling some pressure until about, not until I got over to Highway 5, so about 30-40 minutes in. And even when I did get some pressure, I could kind of move my kind of rear end around a little bit and alleviate that. I think realistically, I could probably go 45, maybe up to an hour, maybe, depending. That's a whole lot better than it was without it. Without that seat, 20 minutes in, I was getting, it was like a sharp digging pain right into my tailbone. It was bad. But that alleviates a lot of it. Now, I don't know how it would be for a much longer ride, say if I took a day trip for several hours on it. I don't know how it would work there. I definitely would have to stop more often. Now, one thing I could do is maybe one day go to like an air pad, like an Air Hawk. Now, they're more expensive, but I hear they're very, very good. So that could be a possibility down the road. But since this gel pad costs like 50 bucks off Amazon, I'm not complaining. It makes the bike actually very rideable. Like I said, longer rides, I'd have to stop more often, but it's working out great. All right, we're hitting the point. We're going to have to go ahead and wrap it up. It's turned out to be a great day. That was a fun ride. It really was a lot of fun. Even though I got stuck by a Honda truck for a while, it was still fun. You just couldn't ask for a nicer day. So thanks everybody for joining me. This is Lazy Rider 56. Like and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.